The time is now to gain control over your money, success, life, happiness, to permanently erase all money worries from your life now and forever, and to replace financial anxiety, hard work, and struggle with more money, success, and happiness than you ever dreamed possible. So if you'd like to quit your job this year, add an extra 4, 5, or even 6 figures a month to your income, and live every single day as the boss of your own world without working hard or relying on discipline or willpower in any way, then you must watch this video to the end right now.
Hi there, Dr. Steve G. Jones here, and thanks to an incredible breakthrough from the top neuroscientists in the world, I have stumbled upon a never-seen-before process to effortlessly and almost instantly rebuild your brain into the brain of a millionaire, almost overnight, giving you the thoughts of a millionaire, the actions of a millionaire, and the wealth of a millionaire. In just minutes a day, even if you, like me, have previously failed at every single attempt to make money in your life up until now, and all without hard work, effort, or using willpower at all. You see, if the contents of your bank account aren't where you want and need them to be, this is not because you haven't worked hard enough or saved hard enough or because you're somehow bad with money. No, there's something much deeper going on here. So let me ask, did you know there was a thought implanted in your brain when you were just 3 years old that is behind every last atom of financial anxiety, stress, and lack you've ever experienced? It's true. And I know it sounds crazy, but don't you even think about doubting this, because this is hardcore neuroscience, proven by the best brains in the world. And that thought took root and shaped your brain before you were even old enough to know what was happening, into the brain of someone destined to struggle financially. Yet today, I'm going to use the most incredible science breakthrough in the world to easily, instantly, and almost surgically remove that thought of yours, instantly deleting every last one of your brain's hidden barriers to wealth and hardwiring the skills, abilities, focus, and drive of the greatest millionaires in the world into your brain, allowing you to effortlessly experience the kind of success, joy, and wealth that, until now, has always felt completely out of your reach. So if you're ready for a life of more, then your millionaire story begins this second with an embarrassing confession of mine, the humiliating story of how I ended up in jail, and then how I broke out. My name is Dr. Steve G. Jones, EDD, EDS, MED, and today I am a world-renowned clinical hypnotherapist whose client list reads like a who's who of the Hollywood elite. Forbes magazine called me one of the world's top hypnotherapists. You can see my work on CNN, NBC, and CBS, just to name a few. And I've appeared on The Millionaire Matchmaker 3 times so far as a millionaire. I work with everyone from famous actors, directors, writers, and producers to the Dodgers baseball team, to New York Times bestsellers, helping the most successful people in the world create more money and more success. And people often ask me, does what you do really work? Well, why don't you decide for yourself? Using the same exact method you're about to discover, I've personally gone from being broke, homeless, and $80,000 in debt to being a multi-millionaire several times over. Yet, was I always successful? Yeah, right. In fact, just a few years ago, I was in life-threatening, absolutely terrifying financial trouble. It wasn't that I was a bum. I worked hard. Yet when it came to money, I had Santa Claus syndrome. I'd heard of this thing called money. Other people swore it existed. Yet I never ever saw any for myself. And worst of all, on the inside, everything just felt empty. There was nothing more to life than work and sleep. So guess how I tried to fix it? Yep, I used my credit card the way some people use sex, or drugs, or food. And I went on like that until I had no house to live in, no bed to sleep in, and all I had to my name was $80,000 in credit card debt. And I really think I might have continued down that road forever, depressed, anxious, and above all, broke, if it hadn't been for one horrifying Thursday afternoon when I literally got into a financial car crash. Out of the blue, a representative from the bank showed up and told me that my balloon payment on my massive bank debt was now due. And if I didn't cough up $30,000 in the next 2 days, then they were going to sue me for everything I had. In that second, my mouth went so dry I could barely breathe. $30,000 in 2 days? I begged for more time, but he refused. Said something about how the terms of my credit had always been clear, and now they were calling in the debt. And with a sense of panic, beyond anything I can express in words, I realized that was it. They were going to sue. I was going to lose. And I was going to end up in jail. An hour later, I was pacing my office, imagining how I'd look in a bright orange jail jumpsuit just 2 days from now, when all of a sudden, I got an unexpected visit from a friend. Now, this friend of mine was richer than Oprah. I mean, she was a multi-millionaire. She had an incredible house, a loving husband, and at that time, her net worth was about $22 million. Basically, she had everything. And when she saw me sweating with fear that afternoon, she took one look and forced me to sit down. And then she said something to me that instantly transformed my life from that moment on. So, what did she say? Well, it was just one thing. In fact, it was very weirdly simple. I was rabbiting on about my debts, the mess I'd made of my life, my fear of ending up in jail, how I'd never find love again, how my life was ruined. When she stopped me, she grabbed my arm in a grip like a vice, and she said, "Steve, the only jail you're ever going to end up in is the one inside your own head. Right now, the only thing separating you from a Donald Trump or a Sir Richard Branson is your mind. You've made it into a jail. But it doesn't have to be that way." Then she pulled a book out of her bag, put it down on my desk, smiled at me, and left. I watched her leave, slack-jawed. "A book?" I screeched in disgust. "I don't need a book. I need a solution." And who knows? Maybe someone up there was listening, because what happened next was like God himself reached down and tapped me on the shoulder. See, I got a solution, all right, but it was nothing like what I was expecting. Angry and scared, I picked up the book and rifled through it. It was just a bunch of quotes from famous people. And I was just about to slam it down on the table when all of a sudden, one single quote caught my eye. It was from a man I've always admired, the greatest mind in human history, Albert Einstein. And Einstein said, "Logic will get you from A to B, but intuition will take you everywhere." For some reason, that quote spoke to me. As an academic and a doctor, I'd relied on logic and rationality my whole life. You know, focusing on work, putting pennies and dimes aside to save for a rainy day, investing in courses, all the things that logic told me I should do. Yet, when I thought about it now, wasn't it true that part of my brain had always been unconvinced by that approach? That something had always felt just a little off? That surely there must be more to life than just work, sleep, and struggle? I figured I had nothing to lose. I mean, I was probably going to jail anyway. So I decided to just see what would happen if I let my intuition take the reins for a moment. And almost immediately, this quiet little voice spoke up and said, "Steve, your friend is right. Money doesn't come from what you do, it comes from within." Well, I wasn't sure, but I figured the contents of my bank account proved that I didn't know everything. So I decided to follow this insight to the root. I fired up my laptop and raided the office library like a thief. I delved into hardcore neuroscience and studies of wealth psychology like a nerd, studying for the biggest exam of his life. But what I discovered absolutely blew my mind. Turns out that millionaires don't really do anything different from ordinary people. In fact, the only thing that sets millionaires aside from people like you and me is their mind. Here's what I mean. Picture your brain like the Hoover Dam, a tremendous force to create incredible things, transform the world, and create massive positive change. Yet at the same time, there is a fatal flaw in the way the human brain operates. It's a belief-seeking machine. Your mind's main job is to seek out beliefs from the world around you and put those beliefs to work to ensure your survival. Now, that would be absolutely fine except for one little problem. The most powerful beliefs in your brain were set solid inside your unconscious mind before you were even old enough to think for yourself. It's true. When you were a toddler, your brain sucked in everything you were exposed to and used that information to create rules that bind your thoughts, your actions, and your results, even today. So if you grew up in an environment where money was a source of stress, or where it was sometimes there, but sometimes not there, or where your parents, your teachers, or anyone you came into contact with ever said things like, "That's not for people like us," "the filthy rich," or "we can't afford it," well, you won't remember those things consciously. Your unconscious mind was listening, sucking up those ideas and beliefs like a sponge, using them to shape your neural connections inside your brain, and thus either giving you the brain of a millionaire or the brain of someone destined to struggle. In short, millionaires have brains that are set for success, and you and I do not. When I saw the research on the science backing all of this up, well, you can probably imagine my brain was spinning like a top. And with just 40 hours to go until my deadline with the bank, I knew I had to put my insights to the test without a second to spare. So I took what I discovered and I applied it to my problems with money. So, did it work? Did it ever? In those 2 days after I made my discovery, I didn't just make $30,000 that the bank was demanding. I made $60,000. Yep, a whole $30,000 extra, even without consciously trying. Can you imagine how this feels? The incredible power to just summon up money whenever you need it and actually have more than enough? It was like having the golden ticket to the universe, like having magical powers to make millions. So what happened next? Well, I kept right on going, honing and refining my approach. And in the first month, I added an extra 5 figures to my monthly income. Suddenly, instead of failing miserably with money, now every single business venture, idea, or company I got involved with skyrocketed. I felt like I had the Midas touch. Then a few months later on, I looked at my bank statements and I saw that I had realized my biggest financial dream. I'd crossed the invisible barrier and became a millionaire. Yep, using this simple method. I'd gone from broke, homeless, and $80,000 in debt to a real-life cash millionaire in less than a year. And here's where things take a turn for the really weird. Soon after my millionaire breakthrough, I sold my clinic in Beverly Hills and moved to Savannah, Georgia, where I began doing one-on-one consultations with CEOs, writers, producers, and more. And I began to notice something really, really weird. I could have a group of people in my clinic learning exactly the same techniques about money, and half of that group would zoom to wealth and success, while the other half would continue to struggle. What was going on here? Why were some people able to create millions almost without any effort at all, yet others still seemed destined for lack? And that's when I made the final connection, the discovery that has now skyrocketed thousands of lives to a whole new universe of richness. When I began to apply this breakthrough to my clients, it was like a nuclear bomb went off. The millionaire gap closed, and practically everyone's success began to take off like a space rocket. One woman went from having a job she absolutely hated and taking antidepressants for stress to having 21 different sources of residual income, quitting her job inside of 3 months and truly knowing what a rich life feels like for the first time in her life. Another client of mine had grown up in a situation of extreme poverty, and despite now having several degrees and a huge appetite for success, he continually lost money every time he tried to make some. Yet, within just 90 days of applying my breakthrough, the level of wealth in his life increased dramatically. He went from having a net worth of negative $15,000 to earning in the high 4 figures a week and paid off his debts cash. He said, "Steve, I can't explain it. It just feels like my brain is firing on all synapses." Like my mind is literally overflowing with creativity and ideas, and now the money just keeps piling up outside my door. It was astounding. So what was the incredible breakthrough? Well, as I looked at the easy success of some versus the painful struggles of others, I began to wonder, maybe the unconscious mind was only part of the solution. What if the missing piece of the struggle was more than just the mind? What if it was the brain itself? It made sense when I thought about it. See, I'd been thinking that the universal success formula was simply thoughts create actions, create results. But what if I'd been missing a step all along? What if there was another vital missing link? Something that made all the difference, yet that was invisible to most people. What if the universal success formula was actually brain creates thoughts, creates actions, creates results? What if the reason why millionaires are able to think millionaire thoughts and get millionaire results is because they have millionaire brains? This was crazy stuff. Yet by now I was accustomed to trusting my intuition, so I just rolled with it. And finally I had this thought. If I was right, and millionaires did have not just different thoughts, but different brains, could it be possible to create that type of brain in ordinary people? To literally give anyone the brain of a millionaire, and thus the thoughts of a millionaire, the actions of a millionaire, and the wealth of a millionaire? Well, once upon a time, the answer would have been no. You see, scientists used to believe that after a certain age, the brain was set like concrete, and you literally could not create new connections or gain new skills in new areas. Yet, as I discovered, there has recently been tremendous neurological breakthrough, one with the power to bring millions of dollars within the grasp of anyone, I mean anyone who uses it, and it's called neurogenesis. Neurogenesis simply means the creation of new brain cells, and it's what keeps your brain active, growing, and strengthening, even as an adult. Now, to some extent, neurogenesis happens naturally inside your brain anyway, yet there has never been a way to control and direct its power until now. And when I made this connection and saw the incredible results my clients were having, I knew the search was over. I'd done it. I discovered the final missing piece of the millionaire puzzle, the one thing that targeted not just the unconscious mind, but all the areas of the physical brain too, to literally hardwire your brain from the inside out and rebuild it as the brain of a millionaire, allowing you to enjoy the mind, the life, and the wealth of a millionaire almost automatically and in just minutes a day. This is the solution that gives anyone who uses it the brain of a millionaire. It's the solution that I used to go from being homeless and struggling to a cash millionaire in less than 1 year. It's the solution that actors, writers, CEOs, producers, and directors pay $25,000 per person for when they come to my clinic. And it's the exact solution that now thousands of others have used around the world to create more wealth, success, and joy in their lives than they ever imagined possible. And I call it total money magnetism, the neuroscience of success. Total money magnetism is the ultimate solution to improving all levels of your millionaire mind simultaneously. And it's designed in such a way that your brain will begin to transform the very first time you use it. So, what does it feel like? Well, you know those days where your brain feels sluggish and it takes serious effort to get anything done? Well, imagine the exact opposite of that feeling, and you'll have just a hint of what the total money magnetism experience feels like. Imagine all of the new cells required, the neural connections, the synapses, the exact same neurological structure, drive, and power of a true millionaire's brain. Now, your mind is fully awake, alert, and alive. Instead of floundering on the couch, trying to pep talk yourself into action, now creativity, ideas, and actions literally flood your brain. You're able to move effortlessly toward whatever results you desire. No experience of mental or physical fatigue whatsoever. And instead of being controlled by stress, fear, and uncertainty, now you are the master of your mind, instead of being a slave to it. So, how exactly does this work? Well, this technology goes to work on your brain by immediately stimulating controlled neurogenesis inside your brain. And thanks to the specific engineering of total money magnetism, a state known as wealth hypercreation is triggered specifically in the areas of your brain responsible for wealth and success, improving not only your unconscious millionaire mind, but your neural pathways and synapses, energy, memory, drive, and focus too, resulting in a peak performance millionaire's brain, one that's tested and backed by over 30 years of clinical research and results. And best of all, my Millionaire Method was created to permanently improve your brain and mind, so that even if you stop using the method, the benefits are positive, immediate, and permanent. So here's exactly what you're going to get. First, the Total Money Magnetism Manual. This is the fully complete, step-by-step manual that contains everything you need to prep your brain for the incredible wealth-building experience you're about to undergo. Full of cutting-edge, neurologically sound wealth creation techniques and brain-engaging practices, this manual engages parts of your brain that no other course or program has ever accessed before, literally massaging your internal wealth creation facilities and physiologically preparing your brain for the incredible results that you're about to experience. Next, you'll do the brain hard drive override, which is exactly what the name suggests it is. A permanent wipe of all the toxic beliefs and habits that are sabotaging your wealth-building brain from the inside. This process takes only a few minutes of your time, and you only have to do it once. And when you have, it's like removing the sludge from your brain. You will experience an instant clarity of mind, a complete removal of the smog that's built up in your brain after a lifetime of toxicity, resulting in an instant rush of clarity, acuity, euphoria, and vision. Next, you'll discover the Millionaire Results Amplifier, a simple, ultra-powerful process that specifically improves your synaptic and neural connections to amplify the immediate impact of the wealth technology itself instantly and ongoing. In fact, many people have used the Results Amplifier alone and increased their income by up to 400% in just 1 month, all by itself. Next, there's the Millionaire Brain Building Technology itself. And this is where your results really kick into overdrive, because this is the technology that literally rebuilds your millionaire's brain, enhances your mental functioning, drive, ambition, and productivity, and specifically strengthens the areas of your brain you need most to experience life as a millionaire by triggering your millionaire brain to work faster, smoother, and more powerfully than ever before. Yes, it really is that simple, easy, and powerful. Simply take a few minutes a day, relax in your seat, let the most potent millionaire technology in the world go to work organizing and improving your brain all by itself. And the mental, physical, and millionaire results come automatically. You don't even have to move a muscle. Can you imagine how your life is going to change when you have this? When you experience this? When you have this incredible power? The ability to not just think like a millionaire, but to actually be a millionaire? How much is it worth to you to have this power for yourself? How much is it worth to leave financial anxiety behind forever and have more than enough money to live however you want to live, to never work again, if that's what you feel like, to have the freedom to choose your own life, a life according to your own rules? Because really, that's what money is all about, isn't it? It's the power to choose, the power to be free, the power to figure out what you want to do. And then, without any time lag or delay whatsoever, the power to do it. And look, I don't want to get heavy here, but I see so many men and women in misery because they don't have that power for themselves. Men and women who want more than anything to experience that freedom and pleasure for themselves, yet who just don't have the tools necessary to experience it. And, as a result, will go through life hoping for more instead of experiencing it. It sounds scary, but studies show that 95% of Americans will never be financially free, and a full 93% will never call themselves truly happy. I don't want that for you. So, holding that in the back of your mind, what do you think would be a fair price for total money magnetism? To become one of the rare people who doesn't just hope for more, but who actually experiences it. Here's one way to look at it. As I mentioned earlier, my clients pay me $25,000 per person for access to these secrets, yet I do know what it's like when money is a little tight. And I know that at times like that, even when you want something so much and you know it's going to change your life forever, sometimes you just can't justify giving yourself what you know you need. So look, I've already used this method to become a multimillionaire many times over. And yeah, I like money, but I don't really need any of it at this point. I would much rather empower you to live the life that you really want to live. And if I become a laughingstock with my peers for pricing my services so ridiculously low, if I have to sacrifice my own profit, well then that's just the way it has to be. So, because you've given me your valuable time in watching this video, I'm going to give you a gift in return. Because you are not going to pay $25,000. You're not going to pay $2,500. You're not even going to pay $250. For you today, I'm setting the price of total money magnetism at just one single payment of only $47. Just click the big Add to Cart button below to opt in. And it's all yours immediately. That's right. I'm giving you the entire program for literally a 99.2% discount. Why? Because once upon a time, I was struggling and scared and broke, and someone helped me become a millionaire when I never thought it would happen. And now I want to pass that power on to you, but you have to act right now. See, the price is the good news, but now here's the bad news. This offer is extremely time sensitive, and once I close the doors, it will be gone forever. Why? Because this method was extremely tough for me to create. Therefore, I only want to make it available to people who are going to respect its power and use it to create incredible results. Since you're still seeing this video now, it means the doors have not closed yet. But if you go away and try to come back later, and you've missed your chance, please don't give me a hard time about it. Because if you don't act now, then there's unfortunately nothing I can do for you. Therefore, please click the button right now. You are about to get your hands on the most powerful millionaire method in the world. In fact, it's so powerful that it is fully guaranteed to change your life. That's right. By investing right now, you are completely safe and protected with my 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. And here's how it works. Click the button now. You'll be taken to a 100% secure order page. Place your order, download the technology right away, start using it, take a full 60 days to do whatever you like to test out and play with this program. And if for any reason you are not 100% satisfied, then simply send my staff an email at support@totalmoneymagnetism.com and we'll give you every dime back just as quickly as the banks will let us process it. Absolutely no questions asked. So, how can I afford to be so generous? Because I know how incredible this program really is. I know how well it works. It is the only one of its kind in the world. And it is truly incredible. In fact, I've literally had customers say to me, Steve, becoming rich really shouldn't be this easy and simple. And my response, and it is. Go ahead and click the Add to Cart button below right now, and you will be accessing the incredible power of my millionaire method in less than 2 minutes from now. Plus, if you're still not sure, then this will help you make up your mind, because I've got 3 very special gifts for you today just for saying yes to Total Money Magnetism right now. Your first gift, the Millionaire's Mindset, dollar value, $97 all by itself. This is an exclusive interview with real-life self-made millionaires that is guaranteed to improve your ability to experience wealth. I'm talking serious results here, because you'll see exactly how these guys went from negative net worth to millions of dollars. Next, millionaire and genius marketer Mark Ling's 3 fastest ways to make millions online. A premier video course that gives you an exact step-by-step plan to making millions of dollars online, just the way he did. And this plan is so simple that I personally promise it will work for you, even if you can barely click a mouse and have no experience with computers or writing or technology whatsoever. Because when you've got Mark Ling, one of the most highly acclaimed internet marketers in the world, as your mentor, there to answer all your questions and walk with you through the process, it's so easy. Dollar value $297. Today, yours free. And third, I'm going to give you my most in-depth wealth creation sister package ever. 3 of my all-time most sought-after hypnosis tracks. Dollar value, $239.85. Today, yours free. Just listen along to the sound of my voice. And in less than 30 days, I will rewire your brain to stop procrastinating, experience unlimited creativity and unlimited motivation like you've never imagined. See, as a world-famous hypnotherapist, these are the most critical issues I run into daily with my clients. Hence, a real solution that goes to work immediately on your brain without you even thinking about it. So let's add it up. You already know that the minimum price for my services is $25,000 per person. Then, you're also getting the Millionaire's Mindset, Mark Ling's 3 fastest ways to make millions online, and my 3 platinum quality hypnosis audio tracks. The sum total, $25,633.84. Yet today, I'm giving it all to you for just $47. That's a discount so massive, you're basically winning the lottery right now. And all you have to do to take advantage of this incredible deal is click the button below right now. I hope you're excited about enrolling in this program, because you should be. You're about to get your hands on the only millionaire blueprint in the world that literally downloads a millionaire's brain into your head. But you really do need to act right now, as there are thousands of people currently watching this video, and at any moment we could reach our maximum intake and close the doors forever. Plus, I want you to remember that this isn't just about making an easy buck. This is about taking care of yourself, your future, and the people who matter most to you. And you can either choose to try and accomplish that goal in the exact same way that 90% of all others will keep struggling, working, and hoping, and keep getting the same results as that 90%, or you can take my hand right now, and instead of trying to break the door of money and success down with sheer effort, you can let me give you the key that opens it immediately. Let's be honest, you want this. You want a life of more, a life of a millionaire. Not sometime, not maybe, but now. And I am the one person in the world who has proven to be able to actually give you what you want. I can make you into a millionaire. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. Why shouldn't the next millionaire be you? You risk nothing. You get all your money back right away if you're not happy for any reason. And this could be your only chance to claim your insane discount, to step aboard the boat before I have to close the hatch forever. And it is extremely important that you hit the big Add to Cart button right now, as this video is now ending. And to claim your incredible discount, you must act before it ends. So, let me leave you with one final thought. If you feel there's an abyss between you and the life that you want to live, then just make a teensy tiny, easy decision right now. Just cross the threshold with me. I have made this so easy, so powerful, and so effortless for you that you literally can't lose. In fact, the only way that you can lose right now is if you choose not to act. But I think you've spent enough time struggling. I think you want and need more. Before it's too late, just click the button below. Do something truly amazing for yourself and your loved ones. I personally guarantee you won't regret it. I'm Steve G. Jones, and I can't wait to hear about your amazing success.